This is our moment.
I'm your host, Cory Phillips.
Time to be great than today.
Off Top Podcast.
To play, Bryant for the lead. Yes!
Time! Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Off Top. Welcome to the Off Top Podcast. Edit that. Thank you guys for tuning in. It is episode around 30. Episode 30. I think it's episode 30 Off Top Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are streaming live on all platforms: Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Discord, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't know we're on Twitter. I'm just saying all of them. Spotify, all of them. Thank you guys for tuning in. Episode 30. Thank you guys for support, all the likes and the views. We've been getting a lot of views and likes, especially the last few episodes. So thank you guys for the support. Got a big show to talk about. We got a lot of stuff to get into. We're going to get into my second team that we're going to go over the football schedule. We're going to talk about the Seattle Seahawks schedule this year. We already went over the Cowboys, which is kind of off the rip. We talked about the Cowboys. It was not last week. It was 2 weeks ago. We went over? Yeah, it was 2 episodes ago. We're going to talk about the Seahawks schedule, a little preview, inside look at the Seahawks schedule, my predictions on what's going to be happening this upcoming season. We'll talk about the Mariners here in a second, the loss tonight. Played a good game into the 8th inning. Ran into a little trouble, but we'll get into that in a second. If you haven't gone and seen Top Gun, which I have been talking about this will be the second week now. It is the number one movie worldwide right now. It has made over $300 million domestically. I've already seen it twice. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what you're doing, but go see it. Everybody has gone, and that I know of, just about everybody has gone and seen this movie. So, Top Gun, we're going to talk about that. Well, we're not even going to really talk about it because Jurassic World Dominion comes out this Friday. I'm going to get into that. NBA playoffs. We'll get that off the rip. NBA playoffs have been, we're going on game 3 tomorrow night in Boston. Series is split 1 apiece. Warriors with the big, it was a 19-point win, but it was actually, it was bigger than that. It was a blowout. But a couple notes from the game, what was on Sunday night. I don't like the time frame between these games because game 2 was on Sunday. We've had 3 games, and then when's game 4? Friday night. I don't understand it. But anyway, we'll get into that. But game 2, Warriors jumped out to a huge lead. Well, actually, first half, Boston was up by like 8 at one point. Warriors took the lead, had a 2-point lead at halftime, and then the third quarter happened, and the Warriors just blew them out. Just destroyed them especially the third quarter. Steph was hitting everything that was coming his way. But the key, I would say right now, is Klay Thompson. He's been non-existent even through the win last week. And I told everybody that he was going to be the key to this series. Steph's going to get his points. Draymond's going to do his thing. Andrew Wiggins. All the role players are going to be Gary Payton II's back. Just all the role players are going to do their thing. But I think the key to this series is going to be Klay Thompson. And he has played terribly these first 2 games. I don't think Klay is 100%. That's just my observation. He's missing wide open layups. He's missing wide open shots that he usually knocks down on a consistent basis. And I said it episodes ago. I don't remember. We can look at the tape. We can look at the past episodes. But I did say Klay Thompson was pressing a little bit too much. I've said that on several episodes. And you see it right now. He's pressing way too hard. Now, is that due to the fact that the Boston Celtics defense is elite? Hell yeah. Boston Celtics defense is really good. But that last game, well, compared to game one, where you had the role players, Al Horford, White, Marcus Smart, were knocking down hella shots. Everything that was coming their way. Complete opposite this time. So they relied a little bit more on their defense. Jason Tatum had a better game. I wouldn't say his most efficient game. I think he's more efficient when he goes and try to take the ball to the hoop, drawing contact, getting to the line, adding those free throws. But they can't get anything going, especially that third quarter. I mean, they just look flat. But still, I think the key to this is, I think Boston still has the advantage. They're going back home for the next two games. They win this one, they'll be up 2-1 going into game 4, and that puts pressure on Golden State to win game 4 big time. Because if they lose game 4, you're going back home down 3-1, and you have no room for error. And I think the big thing of it is Klay Thompson. He's got to start knocking down some shots, man. But tomorrow night, 6 p.m. West Coast time, game 3, Warriors Celtics on ABC. I'll be watching. Well, I'll probably be at work for the first half, and then I'll be going home after that and hitting the TV. But I'm excited for that. Other NBA news, so a couple of things. The Lakers introduced Darvin Ham as their new head coach, and they already said that Rasheed Wallace, who is the assistant head coach at University of Memphis with Penny Hardaway, will be coming on to the Lakers coaching staff as an assistant coach. And I like that move, getting old players, veteran champion players like Rasheed Wallace is an NBA champion. So you bring him in there. He did say, Darvin Ham did say in the press conference today that he still feels that Russell Westbrook still has some meat on the bone, still has some gas in the tank. Which tells me that they're not going to make a move to get rid of him. Damn it. So, that was a little disappointing to say. I feel, okay, I'm not saying Russell Westbrook, he's one of the most talented point guards. He's one of the most explosive point guards in the NBA. But, I mean, and maybe it was just due to the lack of chemistry that the team had. You needed a different voice in there. I mean, I don't know what it is, but he played awful last year to the point where I was like, I don't even want him on the team. If they feel like they can work out something to where you're going to maximize his potential, I hope so. I hope it works. But right now, I don't feel too confident about it. Okay? Just saying. Another source said that a couple other news, Mike D'Antoni is meeting with Michael Jordan, who is, as you know, the owner of the New Orleans Hornets, for the head coaching gig. And then the news that dropped a few hours ago is that the Nets are more than likely going to offer Kyrie an extension. And I said it a few episodes ago, I would not trust Kyrie to more than a year or two contract. 2 years max, because you don't know if he's going to play or not. See, here's the thing. I'm getting off subject, but these NBA players today, especially the ones that are won chips already, do you feel like they're actually motivated to play all 82 games? That's why you're hearing this talk. Also, this week, the thing dropped about them talking about cutting the NBA season down to a 70 or 72 game season. See, and as much as these players, especially their big name players, sit out due to rest or injuries or whatnot, I mean, the max year you get out of LeBron James is like 60 to 65 games. He's not going to play a full 82. Are they motivated to? Are they motivated to win a championship? You got players like, you look at the whole Memphis squad, they'll play every game if they have to. Younger, fresher legs, I get it. But I don't think it helps just to lower in the season. That gives them an excuse to drop more games. I don't understand it. So that being said, Kyrie, I just don't trust him. And we've seen the footage, we've seen everything from Kyrie. He plays when he wants to play. He might sit out if he's not feeling well or he's going through some mental issues or something like that. Whatever it is. But you put this team in a hole, and now because you're Kevin Durant's boy, you're going to get an extension. It's just, It's a bad move on the Nets' part. I mean, let me slow my horses real quick. It's a bad move if they give him more than 2 years. If we're talking 4 or 5, it's way too much. Not doing it. And in other news, the Jazz, after their head coach resigned yesterday, they're in the market for a new head coach. So a lot of NBA stuff going on as the NBA finals are going on. And then in Mariners tonight. I'll start by saying this. Chris Flexen pitched a hell of a game tonight. He went 7 2/3, gave up 2 runs, struck out 5, didn't walk anybody. That's a quality start. Just not getting any run support. And I hate to say it, but that's just the reality of it. Just not getting any run support. Mariners lose 4-1 today. So tomorrow is a rubber match. The game's at 3 o'clock on the West Coast against the Houston Astros. They'll have a day off on Thursday, and then they're back home for a long, lengthy homestand. They got 3 against the Boston Red Sox. They got 3 against the Minnesota Twins, who are in first place, who are, I would say, my surprise team on the American League right now are the Minnesota Twins. They're playing really good baseball. And then they have 5 games against the Anaheim Angels, or the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. They got a 5-game home. Yes, Joe Madden. Good one, Carson. Thank you, Carson. Joe Madden gets fired today. They're in the midst of a 12-game losing streak after starting really hot. You lose 12 in a row. And right now, not doing any better. They're tied up against the Boston Red Sox in the 7th inning, so we'll keep track on that. But yeah, the Angels are riding a 12-game losing streak right now. Not good. So anytime you're losing 12 games in a row and you have dipped the way the Angels have dipped, I mean, they were way above 500. I mean, them and Houston were neck and neck, and now they're 2 games under 5. 2 games under 500 right now. So we'll keep track of this game. 5-5 Red Sox, Angels, bottom of the 7th, 2 outs. And then on top of that, Mike Trout is hurt, so he's out of the game. He's out of the rest of the game. So add insult to injury. Manager gets fired. 12-game lose streak, and then you lose your best player. So it's all bad. Where the Yankees won their 40th game today. They have the best record in baseball, and Aaron Judge is, I mean, I know the primaries and stuff are going on right now, but let's just say Aaron Judge is winning MVP this year. It's a wrap. And it's not even July yet. And he is just playing at an unbelievable level right now. I'm going to go to it. He was 2 for 5 today. He had a home run. He's batting .315. The guy's unbelievable. We'll go to his stats later, but the Yankees 40-15. They're far and away the best team in baseball right now. They're loaded every which way, and they have the best player on their squad. And this is what I like about Aaron Judge, is he bet on himself. The Yankees made him a contract offer a year ago. And Judge is like, nah, I don't really like that offer. I'm going to wait. We're going to play this season out. And he is raking right now. It's almost a certainty that he's going to get a max deal probably by the All-Star break. I would say about 4th of July weekend. He'll probably get a max deal worth somewhere in the upper $450 million to $500 million. He's that good, and he's young. He's very young. So, big shout out to the Yankees. I like you better than the Red Sox. That's all I can say. But we'll keep an eye on that Angels game. See if that losing streak continues. They're at 12-game losing streak right now. But now, the segment that we've been talking about since last week. my weekly team preview for this upcoming season. And what do you know? 2 weeks ago, we previewed the Dallas Cowboys. What did we say they're going to end up?
I can't remember. We'll pull it up.
I can't remember what it was. I think it was like...
amazing. That's what it was.
I think it was like 10-7 or 9-8. It's one of those two.
I think you said 9-8. I think I said like 10-7, possibly 11-6 if they win some key.
That's right. We'll pull up and look at the videotape from 2 weeks ago. But this week we're going to preview the Seattle Seahawks with a little bit of news on the Seahawks today. Not really surprised. Well, it's surprising to some people, not so surprising to me. But DK Metcalf didn't show up to minicamp today. Unexcused absence, they're saying. Now, if he starts missing more, I mean, the fines could get hefty here. This is not voluntary minicamp. This is mandatory minicamp. As we all know, if you're a Seahawks fan, you follow the Seahawks, you know that DK wants a new contract. He's trying to get extended. At a real awkward time for this franchise right now because you traded away your Hall of Fame quarterback. You brought in some nice pieces, but your biggest position, your most important position, you also lose you lose two locker room leaders, and Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner is now on board with the world champ Los Angeles Rams. That's a different story for another day. But, so you got to look at the team right now. Who's your quarterback? You traded away Russell Wilson. You got, I can't believe I'm saying it. You got Drew Lock in. You bring back in Geno Smith. I mean, I'm speechless right now. I don't even know how to go from here. But it's one of those things where like you're in the middle of a flux. You don't know who you're. I mean, we do know who their starting quarterback is, but do we really know? I mean, are they going to bring in a veteran? Are we going to Baker Mayfield's in the talks? Jimmy Garoppolo, once he's healed up from his surgery, will be on the table to get traded. It's almost a certainty that's going to happen. So there's a lot of moving parts right now. So we're going to go, for the sake of argument, that...
Cam Newton.
Oh, my God. Cam Newton? What would you bring him in for? That's crazy talk.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, well, it's not super crazy, but, man, I don't know. Like, he doesn't have... I mean, you need to get him from dirt cheap. And I mean dirt cheap. I'm not giving him a bunch of money. Yeah. Excuse me. But in any event, we're going to go for the sake of argument that Drew Lock is our starting quarterback going forward. Okay? Just based on the roster that's currently constructed, we're going to go off of that. So... And I wish we had some like NFL music or something in the background. But anyway, but we'll get to that. So week 1, we're gonna get to it. 17 game season. We already know our preseason games really don't matter, but they got 3 preseason games like everybody else. Steelers, Bears, Cowboys preseason. Then you get into week 1, which is the game of games. I will be there.
Yes.
Everybody's going to be there, I hope. As many people as can fit in that damn stadium.
Oh, I bet it'll be sold out.
No, it's not.
Really?
No, not yet. I mean we're months away. It will be sold out by the time we get to September 12th. I mean, Monday Night Football, week 1.
I mean, he's coming back.
Broncos and Seahawks. Is there going to be some emotion there? Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's going to be some tears shed. There'll be some cheers. There'll be some boos. Who's winning this game? Is I guess. I wish I could say it, but I just can't go with it. On paper, the Broncos are a way better team. This is a way better team.
Way better.
So, I'm going to go with the Broncos. So, we're 0-1. Seahawks are 0-1 to start the season. I think it'll be a close game.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good game, but I think you're going to see some of that Russell Wilson magic get lit up on us, and we're going to be on the losing end of that. And I think the Broncos winning a comeback. But anyway, that's week 1. Week 2, on the road against the San Francisco 49ers. Now, the 49ers, they're in a little bit of a quarterback controversy right now as well. They still have an elite defense. Deebo Samuel was at training camp today. So, that being said, the quarterback situation there is kind of the same as ours, but you're either picking Jimmy Garoppolo or you're picking Trey Lance.
Is he ready?
I don't think he's ready. So, if Trey Lance is in there, I think the Seahawks are winning this game. If Jimmy Garoppolo's in, I think the 49ers beat us. As of right now, I'm going to roll with the assumption that Jimmy Garoppolo will still be a quarterback week 2. So,
0-2.
49ers win. Seahawks 0-2. Then back home against the Atlanta Falcons. I'm picking the Seahawks in that one. I think the Seahawks will find a way. Marcus Mariota is decent, but their defense is horrid. I'm gonna roll Seahawks in that one. Seahawks will find a way. So that puts the Seahawks at 1-2. So 1-2 start.
That's still asking a lot of the Seahawks for the Falcons.
Week 4, October 2nd. It's an AM start on the road in Detroit against the Lions. Now, what?
What's that?
I'm not. I can't. I wish I could go with the dub, but the Lions have been coming up. Now, you don't understand how much this pains me to say this, but okay. You know what? Hopefully they get their shit together. They figure out some things on offense, but the Lions are no joke. The Lions are a real deal. They're on a come up. I don't trust Jared Goff to be damned, but the defense is good. So I'll give the Seahawks a slight edge. That puts them at 2-2. Okay, so a 2-2 start on the road next week. AM start at the New Orleans Saints. That's an L. That's a loss. You'll have Michael Thomas healthy. Jameis Winston's healthy. They made some good draft picks. You still have one of the best running backs in the league. And the defense is mid-tier. They can make some plays. I'm going to go with the Saints. So that puts the Seahawks at 2-3. Next week, back home, Arizona Cardinals. That's an L. Kyler Murray and the crew. DeAndre Hopkins back healthy. J.J. Watt back healthy. So the defense is legit. That's an L. So that puts the... So where we at right now? Wins over the Falcons and the Lions. Losses the Saints, Cardinals, 49ers, and the Broncos. That's 2-4. Wait. 2-4? Yeah, 2-4. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Week 7 on the road against the Chargers. That's another L. They got Khalil Mack and one of the best corners in free agency. That's all they really needed. The offense is still the same. They throw up 35, almost 40 points a game. That's an L. So that puts the Seahawks at 2-5. We're not looking good right now. I mean, I'm looking at the schedule, man, and I'm trying to find some wins here. 1, 2, 3. Week 8. At home. It's the day before my birthday, Halloween. At home against the Giants. That'll be a win. Because the Giants are that bad. The Giants are terrible.
Giants are bad.
Yeah.
But
They're bad. I think any
So are the Seahawks. Look what you
the Seahawks at least got some talent. I mean, Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones isn't bad.
He's terrible. Come on, man.
He's not good.
No, he's bad.
Who do the Seahawks have? What are you going to say?
Drew Lock's better than Daniel Jones.
They're both not.
They're okay, so fine. You got two shitty quarterbacks. Look at the talent on the offense. The offensive line is better. The Giants' offensive line is awful. Mm-hmm. And the Seahawks have a way better defense than what the Giants are putting on the field. That's a win for the Hawks. So that puts the Hawks at what? 1, 2, 3 and 5. Next week, first week of November, it's getting cold out there. Too bad they're going to be in Arizona. They're playing the Arizona Cardinals again. That's an L. So 3 and 6. The next week, that's the London game. Or no, they're going to be in Germany. That's the Germany game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's an L. That's 3 and 7. They have the bye week after that because they're traveling overseas. They'll have the bye week. By the way, that's a late bye week. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're at week 10, and then we get our bye. And we're staring down the barrel of a 3 and 7 football team. And it doesn't get any easier. No, it doesn't. Now, notice I haven't mentioned the Rams in any part of that. We played Arizona twice at that point. Yeah. And we played part of the AFC South. So we played two teams from the AFC South. So after the bye week, we come off the bye week. Guess who? We're at home. Guess who we're playing? The Las Vegas Raiders. That's an L. Mm-hmm. The Raiders are good. They just got Devontae Adams. They gave Derek Carr an extension. Darren Waller will be back healthy. Renfro will be healthy. The Raiders are trying to compete with everybody else in the AFC West. That's a loss. So we're 3 and 8 at that point. Not looking good. I mean, we're at that point we're almost out of playoff contention. Now this is just me predicting. Doesn't mean it's gonna actually come through, but I think I'm pretty good at predicting games. The next week after that, we're at home against the Los Angeles Rams, the defending champs. That's an L. That's 3 and 9. The next week, back home against the Carolina Panthers. I think that's a winnable game. I think the Seahawks can. That's a winnable game at home, coming off the loss to the Rams. We'll see what the quarterback situation is at that point, but the Panthers are not very good. Sam Darnold is their quarterback, and they have no defense to speak of. So I'm going to go with the Panthers. Not the Panthers, sorry. I'm going to go with the Seahawks. That puts us at 4 and 9. 4 and 9 in the season. Then the next week, and I believe that's Sunday Night Football, or it's Thursday night. Let me check here. I'm checking my calendar. But December 15th, that is Thursday Night Football at home against the 49ers. Now, usually the Seahawks would take a split against the 49ers, usually. So I'll give them that. We lost the early matchup on the road. I think it'll be both close games, but I'll give the 49. I'll give the Rams, or not the Rams. I'll give the Seahawks a win on that. So it puts them at 5 and 9. The next week, that's the Christmas Eve game. They're on the road against the Kansas City Chiefs. That's an L. So that puts them at 5 and 10 with 2 games left. New Year's Day at home against the New York Jets. The Jets are abysmal. I will give the Seahawks that.
Whoa.
The Jets are abysmal.
I don't know, man. After this draft, after this offseason, they could be something.
I'm still giving them
They're
that.
the team to look out for this year.
I'm giving the Seahawks the L. Or to get a win. That puts them at 6-10. And then they end off the season. We don't know what time that game is, except it's going to be on the 8th. They might put it in prime time. I doubt it because the Seahawks will be out of contention at that point. But the last game of the season is at home against the Rams. That's an L. So the final tally, I'm predicting the Seahawks to go 6-11. This will probably be the worst season of Seahawks football we have had in the last 10 years.
I think that's generous.
You think it's generous that I'm giving them 6 wins?
Yeah.
Where you,
like a 4.
of the 6 wins that I'm giving them, where do you think they have losses at?
Jets.
The Jets, you thinking? Okay.
Jets. Possibly Carolina.
At home against the Panthers? The Panthers suck.
Yeah, so do the Seahawks. I understand.
Well, somebody's got to win the game.
Falcons, maybe?
No.
I don't know how Mariota's going to play. What if he comes out swinging?
The only thing I would give Mariota is that is going to be the home factor because he did go to Oregon. So he's coming back to the Northwest to play a football game here. So that gives him. And Mariota's not a bad quarterback. I think that defense is just horrid. That anybody can be able to throw up points on that defense, even the Seahawks with Drew Lock. You got to remember, the Seahawks don't have. I mean, they have weapons.
I know they have some talent.
They got talent. I mean, DK, Tyler Lockett. I mean, the new running back we just got. Because Chris Carson is done. Let's just face facts. He's done. I mean, his next injury is. They're saying like he might not play football anymore. It's Cam Chancellor bad. Yeah. And Cam Chancellor, after that game, did not see the football field ever again. They're the same way. The way he runs and the way he takes hits, it's just all bad. So that's part of the reason why they drafted a running back. But that's my prediction. I'm going 6-11. It might be generous. We will see. Only time will tell. But
We'll have a flashback.
we'll take a look back at this. But it's on tape. So you guys can comment and tell me, especially my followers on YouTube. Comment. Do you think I'm right with my prediction on their schedule? I got them at 6-10 with some very favorable wins. I mean, the wins against the Jets. I'm giving them a split against the 49ers. Panthers, I got them on the win. What did I say? The Falcons and the Lions and the New York Giants. I gave them all wins on those. Those are easy wins. But the rest of the schedule is brutal. And it's not, I mean, we're not talking about a first-place team here. Next week, we're going to preview the Los Angeles Rams next week. Yeah, we're going to the champs. We're going to the champs. Because their schedule is going to be the most intriguing. Their schedule is going to be probably tough. But I haven't looked at the whole thing yet. I was so worried and consumed about Aaron Donald that I didn't even give a shit about the schedule. Big shout out to Aaron Donald and the Rams for getting that deal done. I said it last week, and I'll say it again. I was like, do you really think they were going to let Aaron Donald go? I mean, come on. Yes, he could retire. I mean, he's been in the league for 9 seasons. He's going on his 10th season. He is... And let me say, to people who think that he's overpaid, he is worth every single penny he got. He got a 2-year extension worth $60 million. He's going to be paid $95.1 million over the next 3 seasons. He's going to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. $30 million per, a little over $30 million.
That's a little rough, man.
And he's worth every damn penny. There's no doubt. There's nobody can say anything that can deny. Is he not worth every single penny? Is he the reason why they won that Super Bowl this past year? Yes. His play down the stretch in that fourth quarter that won them the game. Come on, man. Come on. It is fair. It's fact. It's not about being fair. That's fact. His play down the stretch. Him and Von Miller, big shout out to Von Miller. You're in Buffalo now, boy, but I mean, I still love you, but those two guys But more so Aaron Donald with the sack at the end. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Big shout out to Aaron Donald, boy. Get your money. I'm proud of you, boy. You're coming back to LA. We're gonna run it back one more time. We're gonna get another chip. It's gonna be a little tougher this time, though. But I like the weapons that the Rams have put together. Allen Robinson, I keep saying it. Allen Robinson was a big pickup for the Rams. If they bring back if he bring back OBJ on top of that, it's over. It is over. You're gonna have a healthy Cam Akers. It's over. Now they will have a tough schedule. I'm not gonna deny it, and I think Tampa Bay is coming. I don't know how far they're gonna get though with their squad that they have currently constructed. Tampa Bay is good, but I don't think they're good enough to beat the Rams. And it was apparent in the playoffs last year. But next week I'll do my preview on the Los Angeles Rams as we go through each team's schedule, kind of determine who's. Last week we did, or 2 weeks we did Cowboys. We've done the Seahawks tonight. We'll talk about the Rams next week. But yes, congrats to Aaron Donald for the big contract. And breaking news. This just happened about 42 minutes ago. The Broncos, and where's Zach? The Broncos have been purchased.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's official now. The price is official.
Oh, how much?
$4.65 billion to purchase the Broncos.
Oh.
Biggest purchase for a North American team ever.
He said it's not Elway.
The guy who owns Walmart purchased the Broncos. So
he's keeping him in Denver.
Keeping him in Denver, which means if Russell Wilson has any type of success this year, I mean, he's already asking to be the highest paid player in history. You better not slip, Russell.
Mm-hmm.
You better not slip. We're going to find out week one what he's bringing.
Yeah.
We're going to find out real quick because there's going to be some emotional factor in that game. A lot of those same guys, on that, especially on that defense, are still on the team. I mean, they'll get some new guys on there, but, I mean, they're going to be coming at him full throttle. Who do you think is going to be calling the defensive plays in that game? I'm 99.9% sure Pete Carroll's going to be calling defensive plays. Hands down. Shane Waldron, yeah, you go worry about the offense. I got the defense today. Who knows him better? Now, we don't know what type of offensive scheme they're going to be having. I mean, it's going to look fairly similar to what Green Bay's been running the last couple of years because the offensive coordinator for Green Bay is now the head coach in Denver. So you're going to see a similar type of offense of what Aaron Rodgers has been running, but with better weapons. If they're all healthy and not in jail, Jared Judy, anybody else, you know what I mean? So we'll see. I'm excited. I can't wait to go to the game. So that's my breakdown. We'll talk about the Rams schedule next week. Big congrats to the Colorado Avalanche for winning the Western Conference. They're going to Stanley Cup Finals. But it looks like they're going to get some rest because the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Rangers are tied in the Eastern Conference Finals at 2 games apiece after Tampa Bay winning tonight. So the longer that series goes, and I'm kind of 50-50. I think teams play better depending on what kind of talent and age group their players are in. But it could benefit for extra rest, and it could be a detriment because you kind of want to play while you're hot. You know what I mean? Especially for your younger team because you got those fresh legs and stuff. But for a veteran team, taking some time off helps them, keeps their legs fresh, especially playing a 7-game series. So we will see what happens there. So NBA Finals tomorrow. We already talked about that. Before we sign off, Jurassic World Dominion comes out on Friday. And I got to tell you, They have been promoting the shit out of this movie. I mean, promoting it. Carl's Jr. Is there even Carl's Jr. around here anymore?
Renton.
There's one in Renton? Really?
Right next to his house.
Oh, man, they're promoting. Carl's Jr. is taking the head on this. I mean, I'm seeing... The thing I don't like about, especially with social media, when these big movies come out, is they put these 2-minute clips out there. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to see any parts of the movie. Just show me the trailer. Show me a good couple of trailers, and I'm ready to rock and roll. But this was on my list. One of my most anticipated movies this year was Jurassic World Dominion, because they're bringing the Jurassic Park cast, the old Jurassic Park cast, and the Jurassic World cast, and combine them into one movie. So you're going to have some nostalgia factor there. Laura Dern is in it. Sam Neill. Chris Pratt will be in it. My boy Jeff Goldblum, he's in it too. So it looks pretty good, and I'm pretty excited about this movie. So I'm still saying right now, if we're keeping the tally right now, Spider-Man, well, no, I can't even say Spider-Man came out this year because it didn't. So far this year, I have to put Top Gun Maverick number 1 right now. Mm-hmm. It's so good. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is so good. And this lawsuit against Paramount is ridiculous. If you haven't heard, Top Gun was based on an article by the airplane pilot in 1983 that they adapted a movie from that article. Mm-hmm. So, and the guy died in 2020, but Paramount forgot to renew the rights to the story and with the family. So the family is suing Paramount for a significant amount of money. And they're trying to stop the release of the film from any more theaters or anything like that. So we'll see. But at the same time, it's like, okay, this movie's it's already made $300 million domestically in a week. So you're going to stop the momentum? I think they'll come to some settlement and stuff. They're just trying to get paid. So right now, Top Gun Maverick number 1. The Batman is number 2 on my list. And number 3 so far this year, I got to put Doctor Strange on there. I mean, it's still young. I mean, Jurassic World Dominion, if it's anything is what I'm thinking it is, it should leap over at least Doctor Strange. It should leap over that. And then Buzz Lightyear comes out in 2 weeks. Well, not 2 weeks. Next week. Comes out the following Friday. My kids are looking forward to seeing that movie, and actually, so am I. Pretty interesting. And then Elvis comes out in 2 weeks. That's already getting Oscar buzz. So I'm looking forward to that. And then next month, I mean, man, you got Thor, which is one of the highly anticipated movies of the summer, and Nope. I'm really excited about Nope. If you don't know what Nope is, there's a preview online. It's another scary Jordan Peele movie. If you've seen, what was the last movie he did? I should know this. I'm looking it up right now. Get Out or Us. Us was really good. So if it's anything like those two movies, we're in for a treat with Nope. So that'll be out in July. And big shout out, before I sign off, I got to get on to my wrestling spiel here. If anybody caught Hell in a Cell this past weekend on Sunday, my God, what a pay-per-view that was. Big shout out to Cody Rhodes. He had a Hell in a Cell match against Seth Rollins, and there was rumors that he had tore his pectoral muscle in a brawl with Seth Rollins the previous Monday, and then he was lifting weights and he completely tore his pectoral muscle. It was a rumor, right? And when he was coming out to the ring, he was only lifting one arm because he kind of does this thing in the ring entrance stuff, and he was taking off his jacket. His whole shit right here was swollen black and blue. His whole thing underneath his arm. There's video out there. Check it out. And he fought that match all the way to the end. Now he's having surgery tomorrow. But most wrestlers would take the day off. They asked him if he wanted to. They were trying to make him not wrestle. And Cody Rhodes was like, screw that. These guys paid hard-earned money to come see me wrestle tonight. And he went out there and had a hell of a match, and he won. But just, it made my stomach turn to see. I mean, his whole chest right here, this whole section, was completely black and blue. And then underneath his arm was completely black and blue. His arm was shot. He could not move that thing. And he was still wrestling through it. So big shout out to Cody Rhodes. That's mad respect. And people talk shit about wrestling like it ain't real and stuff like that. I'm like, there's serious injuries that be going on. And if you watch that fight, just go on YouTube or go on social media and just hashtag Cody Rhodes. And you will see what I'm talking about. It's gruesome. He had no business wrestling there, but the fact that he went out there and gutted it out. And he's having surgery Wednesday, and he's supposed to be back for the next pay-per-view in Vegas, Money in the Bank. So it's crazy that he's going to get this done and still wrestle in a month's time. But big shout out to Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins too. The whole pay-per-view was fantastic. It's probably the best pay-per-view of the year so far, besides WrestleMania. Money in the Bank is July 2nd, 4th of July weekend. I am trying my best to go down to Vegas at the MGM and go watch that pay-per-view. I'm doing everything I can. I'm figuring out a way, but I'm going to try to get down there. Anyway, next week, preview the Rams schedule. Hopefully the Mariners have been playing well. Tomorrow's a rubber match. They've won 3 out of the last 4 series. They're starting to get some momentum. They're starting to hit well. We'll see how they end up tomorrow. Next week, next week by Tuesday, we'll at least had 2-3 games of the NBA Finals. Because Game 3 is tomorrow. Game 4 is on Friday. And then Game 5 is scheduled to be on Sunday. So by the time we get back here, we should be done with Game 5.
Monday. Yeah, Game 5 is Monday.
Or Game 5 is Monday?
Yeah.
Okay, so by Tuesday, we'll just have the aftermath of Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Yeah. Maybe we'll have a champ by then. Maybe we'll have a champ. We'll see. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, share the page, share everybody. The tremendous support and love from everybody has been fantastic. Please continue to support us. We will do some more live events and stuff. We might maybe try to do the Mariners game this next homestand because they're in for a long homestand. So I'll be definitely going to some games this coming weekend. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until next week, peace out.